I was told it was 100% clear as day handball at the ground. People right there. It was clearly visible. So
is this what you're talking about? Your Everton group chat?
My Everton group chat.
Which, by the way, okay, what are the odds that they would say this was handball? But honestly,
I got boots on the ground.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
Right. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest.
We're gonna still do all this whole thing.
We have to. I mean,
I don't want to do this part anymore.
We have to just say our names and say who we are. There are some new people. Not everybody knows who we are.
Look, if you want to know who we are, we're two comedians and we host the damn funniest show about that round ball that you can't touch with your hands unless you play for Manchester City.
Rules a little bit different.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whatever, bro. The league wants them to win, dude. You can't get in their way.
Why does the league want them? That seems like a strange narrative.
Money, bro. I don't know. Nobody wants Everton to win, apparently.
Fan XY just said, was it a handball? It hit the weenus, which is the inner elbow.
That's not real.
Never heard that before.
That's not real. Is that the real name for it?
I'm pretty sure.
I've always called it the elbow armpit.
I've actually never called it inner elbow is probably what I would have called it. I don't think I've never had to refer to it in any situation.
Would it be called the Weenus ball? Was the final?
Great. It's a great question that we will do a deep dive into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna get all up in that Weenus, my friend. It wasn't a handball, guys. Rodri kicked it with his hands. Okay. Jamal London, he gets it.
Okay. This is an interesting take. I haven't heard this one, but
you know what? The rules are different in England. You know.
Okay. So everybody saw it. You know, everybody. It's interesting because.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Everton played Manchester City. Manchester City pretty much have the league locked up if they want, if they keep winning. Everton desperately need a win, and they were holding on for dear life. And
points. We just need
points.
Any points.
You were holding on for a hell of a draw.
Yeah.
And in the middle of said draw, something happened that would have brought Manchester City down to 10 players, and Everton would have stayed at 11. So really, if you adjust it based on the quality of the players, that's Everton with 4 and Manchester City at 10 players with about 39. So It still would have been difficult. But it would have afforded you a better opportunity to win. And then the ball hits Rodri in the inner arm, below the sleeve, below the upper arm, where we are told that is no longer a handball infraction.
I was told it was 100% clear as day handball at the ground. People right there. It was clearly visible. So
is this what you're talking about? Your Everton group chat?
My Everton group chat.
Which, by the way, what are the odds that they would say this was a handball? But honestly,
I got boots on the ground.
Yeah. Look, I have a group chat with 2 blind guys, and they said it was a handball. So I can only tell you.
Man, so you know,
and they're both referees for the Premier League, by the way. So I mean, they're important people.
So it was pretty clear. And then look, RCAB is in the chat right now and mentioned RCAB tweeted at me because I was upset with this call.
Which, by the way, RCAB said he couldn't be a part of this, and look at that, he's here.
Oh, look, it says RCAB says lunch with the Cooligans. So I'm glad it worked out. So RCAB tweets at me, said like, hey, I think there was an offside call, right? And then so initially. I could understand if there was an offside call and there was a possible offside, that then this handball probably, it never gets to the point where we can even call the handball.
It discounts the handball because the play should have been dead at the offside.
But when you see the line, NBC Sports tweets out the image with the line and shows Richarlison, and they put the line that the NBC Sports puts out.
Not the official line.
I don't know if it was official or not. I have no idea. But NBC Sports, I got the tweet from NBC Sports, and it shows who's the defender at the top. There's a defender at the top, top of the screen, and the line is not in front of the defender. It is behind the defender. So the offside line
is wrong.
Is wrong on that image, and Richarlison appears to be at least in line or behind the line.
So in other words, onsides based on the defender that they magically have decided to forget.
Right. So
are we sure this wasn't an Everton player?
I'm 100. I can bring it up and I can show everybody because I tweeted it the other day. But yes, this was a.
Let's Bing it, baby.
I tweeted. We don't even got a Bing.
Oh, you got to pull up your official.
I got the receipts, my dude. Okay, let me show this right here. Okay, let me bring up this line. So you should be able to see it here. It's a little tough to see from the screen.
Can you zoom in?
Let me see if I can do this easily.
Yeah, just there we go.
Oh boy. This is a little tough. I don't.
You know what? Why don't you just save that image and pull the image up? Can you do that? Or whatever. That's actually good enough.
Well,
I can see it.
You can kind of tell there. But look, there's Richarlison. This is the defender here. The line is behind. So Richarlison is probably.
I see the point you're making.
So the main thing is that this is inconclusive. You can't immediately just call offside based on this image right here because it's clearly wrong. The line is not behind the last defender. The line is not in front of the last defender.
That last defender is bending himself back. He's sort of leaning the top of his body back.
Yeah.
So is that, look, a terrible angle, by the way, but is that line in line with the only part of it, the last or the furthest ahead part of his body that could score? It looks like it is.
The defender's line?
Yes.
No, the line should be in front of the defender.
No. It should be in line with the furthest ahead part of his body that could score a goal.
Right.
And because his upper body is leaned behind the line, it looks like it's lined up with his hip or his shoulder.
But his foot is in front of the line.
Okay, well that is a part.
That's a part
you can score. In fact, it's the one that's suggested.
They highly recommend. When you look at the Premier League manual, it says score with your feet. It's a pretty good suggestion.
I would try that one first. You know, you probably want to make it bigger.
So this image is inconclusive, and then the fact.
Paulo Nelson said a croissant rant equals a crant. All right. I'm now all of a sudden much of a big fan of this whole crant thing.
So the main thing I guess we can sort out, and Frank Lampard confirmed it, was that the referee did not say that it was offside. So that's it. You can't make that argument anymore.
So we know for a fact it wasn't offside.
Correct. So what was the call? The decision.
So, okay, if there is no offside, then the call did that ball hit Rodri while his arm was in an unnatural position? That part, those two, we have to say yes.
Yes.
But did it hit him in a part that counts as hitting his lower arm, based on the dot line on the figure of the man going to the bathroom?
There's some sort of zone. I saw an image of it. I don't know.
It's essentially the sleeve.
The green. Yeah. The sleeve is pretty much the point.
Really stupid.
Why?
Because it should just be your arm.
Any part of your arm.
Your arm.
I mean, that's a little tougher.
Why? Then it's everyone. Everyone gets a red card for the ball in your arm.
Right.
Or at least a penalty or a foul. What are we talking about?
Well, because
more handballs isn't the issue.
No, but look. This is to have the conversation of what a handball is a whole other. We could take a whole 2-3 hours discussing what we think a handball should be.
If you know this, but this is our job. I mean, the longer we do this, the better.
But look, I'm comfortable with the way the rules are now, which is in outside of the silhouette, right? If an arm in an unnatural position, Rodri clearly has his arm in an unnatural position. He makes his body bigger to help control the ball. The ball does take a weird bounce. It bounces up and it hits him.
Is it possible? And look, we're getting a lot in the chat, and I want to go over what's going on in the chat. But is it possible that they felt that because of that weird bounce, he didn't have time to pull his arm back, so that it hitting his arm wasn't on purpose? He didn't move his arm to deter the direction the ball was heading, or to regain control of it. That it was in error, a weird bounce that it hit his arm. Is it possible that that's the case? That's why it's inconclusive.
No, I don't think. Look, because there's no ambiguity. I'm glad I wasted
so many words there for you to just go no.
No, there's no ambiguity in if it hits your arm when your arm is in an unnatural position and you're inside the box. That is a penalty.
It is if it takes a weird deflection.
So if it deflects off another player and it hits your arm, that's understandable.
No, what if it's like kicked really hard at your foot and it bounces up and hits your arm? That's not considered a handball.
That's what I'm saying. So the same thing. If it hits one part of your body and then hits your arm, that is not a penalty. We all know that. We all accept that. But Rodri's trying to control the ball inside his box. It takes a bounce.
Yeah.
Hits him on the arm.
We've all been there, folks.
He knows he knows he did something wrong, and I was watching clips of Manchester City fans reacting to it, and everybody's like, Rodri, what have you done? What are you doing? Why would you do that?
Why would you do something that's completely legal, dude?
And literally like, literally everybody was like, Manchester City fans were like, it's a handball. It's a handball. Damn, we're gonna drop points. We're gonna drop points. Liverpool's gonna catch up. And then after like the 2 minutes making the decision, they were like, you know what? I kind of see it. It wasn't a handball. If you really think about it.
Like, what really? I mean, it wasn't his hand, right? So like, why are we even doing this, guys? We should just go out and get drinks.